Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Butte, Montana Scale. They are bringing everybody in and stopping every axle. Next, come to a complete stop. 3 miles an hour. Legal and good to go. Let's continue on. Butte Scale. Good morning. Welcome to another day. We're progressing. Getting closer to the pass. This is about the dumbest thing. They got us chaining up on this. It's just basically wet pavement. I don't get it, and it's not slippery. But 25 miles an hour is all we can really do. Don't want to tear up my chains and my brand new tires, so essentially we're about 1.5 miles from the top of Lookout. And you wonder why the roads are rough as heck? This would be why. Steel chains right directly on the asphalt. That's why the road looks like crap. Roads are in good shape. We didn't need to chain up on this. Okay, I ranted enough. Let's get to the top of Lookout. Let's get up and over this thing. Well, let's roll through Wallace, Idaho. Better known as the location for the old movie Dante's Peak. We chained up, but that was dumb. It was basically this same surface. Just ridiculous. On so many levels, it's ridiculous. There's the town. morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning, sitting here in Vancouver. Let me flip you guys around. We're going to have a little coffee. We did chain up yesterday. Let me get back in that light again. Get that. Pour ourselves a little bit of coffee. So how's everybody doing this Tuesday morning? They'll start unloading me and reloading me here momentarily. Last video talked about honey, and now the honey works for me. My wife got me a different brand. I'm going to get this switched out. I'm not a big fan of this one. I'm just not. But it doesn't. It works, but then I don't know why it works. Brian was saying he tried it and it didn't work. Now, just because you put honey in your coffee doesn't mean it's an instant thing like taking an ibuprofen or something to dull the pain. It's not instant. It was gradual. It took weeks. But I just noticed after a short period of time that the pain in my elbow was just slowly going away to where, so it was a gradual thing. So I don't know if it was just, by the severity of the whatever you got going on. So I don't want to make it sound like it was instantly like you put a little honey in your coffee and all of a sudden you got no more pain. That's not what I'm trying to say. So, but I just wanted to give a disclaimer on that. So if you try it, don't think that it's going to be like that. So, now there's some other things that are going on. Yeah, I've got a lot of interest. I got a lot of see, this is why I'm not a big fan of this honey. It just, I don't know. It just not a big, it's a little too much honey for me. The other, you could actually scoop it out, and my wife's going to get me the other brand. She, for some reason, got me this stuff, and it's like, I'm not a real big fan of this type. It's kind of harder to regulate on my spoon, I guess, because what's the consistency I'm looking at? It comes out like a soft peanut butter, where you just want to scoop out just a little bit. It's almost, I don't know, it's basically like a thick syrup. Not a big fan of it. The other stuff you can. But anyway, I was watching a video yesterday on Nick Shirley. I don't know if you guys have watched any of his videos, but they're exposing Minnesota for the fraud that it is. And Governor Tim Walz is not running for re-election, so I'm hoping that I don't know I know the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, is running, and that's who's got my vote. I'm not sponsored by, but I'll be voting for Mike Lindell. They're talking about possibly one of the other nitwit Democrats is going to be running. Yeah, I said nitwit. These Democrats their cheese, as the phrase would say, their cheese has slid right off the cracker. First sip of the day. Just not a big fan of the taste of that honey either. It doesn't taste as right. So So we had to chain up. We're all over the place. There's no rhyme or rhythm to this. This is just a little sit-down session before we go to work again. And I don't know. Not a lot of people. That last video didn't get a lot of traction, so we'll see. But between the Somali community in Minnesota being exposed for the frauds that they are, we need to wake up, everybody. We're at war, and we don't even realize we're at war. So, all right. Well, I just wanted to pop in, say good morning. I love you guys. We're sitting here in Vancouver, like I said. They'll unload me, reload me. We'll see how far back we make it. We're not going to Seattle today. Seattle didn't have nothing in the box, plus I got nothing to pick up from them, so it's just a straight Vancouver and then back to Minnesota. I don't know if I'll get a 10-hour reset here. We'll have to decide. We'll see how that goes, and then see how far back into Montana we make it yet today. So on that, God bless. Love you guys. We'll continue on. Love you. Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Homestake Pass on the eastern slope. Took our 10-hour break sitting at on the top of the pass. There's a truck parking at the summit, and that's where we sat. We're rolling down. Snowstorm just came through. I love mountain driving. Woohoo! Looks like somebody went sliding right off. Better, let's get around. ride you all the way down the bottom. We started, like I said, from the summit at that, if you're familiar with that, it's not really a rest area, even though they got porta-johns there. There's just no running water. It's not like a regular rest area where it's got like sinks and all that stuff. So snow keeps flying up off my hood and off my grill. Yeah, so at least I didn't have to change. But then again, I sat on top of the mountain overnight, so hopefully if everything goes right, we'll be at the end. We'll be in North Dakota today. So there we go. That's a little better. Starting to get into some of the soup. Get rid of the four ways now. And it just opens up into a big valley. Montana is absolutely a beautiful state when it's not trying to kill you. Takes a different breed to be up here. In my opinion, Montana is still a little bit wild. There you go. Let's go get that next storm, because that one's straight ahead. Where you see the highway disappear, that's the storm that rolled through. We're going to go chase it down to